You know, when I nail parts of the case, they scatter. It's funny. It really is. October 2nd to the 3rd, 21. I'm in Mercy Medical. There's a lady, because I have these protected life, okay, from the case. Shows up and tells a Canton officer she's an informant. All these people are lying on her. Well, I'll make sure no one says anything to her, okay? I go in and some kids make fun of me for being raped and tortured. And they leave. Well, we went to Walmart after that, within a few days. And I think it's November 7th or 8th, okay? I'll have to look back through my notes of Walmart West Tusk. We're in the red aisle. They're like, that was Will's mean kids making fun of her for being raped. Why'd they do it? Oh, they're friends. They're friends with Michelle. For we call Will and explain Michelle, August 10th or 11th, 22. Walmart 62 by the hair salon. Start following me around, taping audio in every aisle. And explain Michelle, and he set it up. No one will ever help her. It's funny, nobody will do the right thing and help her. Well, everything Will said on that phone call was illegal. Very illegal. And he can go to jail for that phone call. Somebody gives you vital evidence of somebody threatening to knife you by a bank, in a store, by a Huntington bank. They got him. The bank and the Giant Eagle. And then the lady getting paid to stalk me. And he's sitting there, you either confess you're lying or I'll arrest you. And it's like, whatever. You can't threaten to arrest somebody trying to report a violent crime. It's like the mob threatening to break your legs. The most they can do is take your statement, go pull the tapes and witnesses around. It's highly illegal. So is it that he asked me if he had a girlfriend I didn't know, and some guy's rambling about it and said, stop, she doesn't know. He knew everything. And then if you try to tell someone, unless you're crazy, you can't leave a victim with no way out. That is a setup. And under his own admission, and on a recorded line, he obstructed justice, tampered with evidence, victimized a victim, and set him up. Very foolish and very stupid, and I turned it into the Department of Justice. My one friend that used to work for the prosecutor's office said everything he said to you was illegal. It is. Now, these people, if they want to say Dave met Michelle and she's a crazy bitch, her and her dirty friends broke my door in 3 days because she was so excited to have a boyfriend. And they started stalking me with the button cameras, and they photoshopped the shower scene and being assholes, date rape drugged me and told me to say stuff. That's one thing, but if you see the Portage County Sheriffs are committing attempted murder and extortion under it with drugs and kidnapping, that's a whole different ballgame. And I asked them to rescind that email, not to believe me that I was ever threatened or harmed. I got a tape of Dave admitting it. And it's straight from the police. They can't even say I drugged them, Because I only woke up with bruises. I've never talked to anybody, and they lied. They had sodium pentothal reports and then told people it was ecstasy. And they were date rape drugging me, and that's why I was so sick and had bruises. But they like to wake up with bruises. But they like to come in and get a drink and get dizzy, lay down, and hours have passed and not know what happened. That's bitch moves. And it's very illegal. It's attempted murder charges. That Michelle and her dirty family went as low. I told you my one ex-daughter-in-law just left my son. Became friends with, had the kids make up a big mean giggle. Now that agent, to cover up his ass, he started a protect a lie case, turned it over to the police, and had an officer talk today per requirements of Department of Justice. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life, and they have to notify for initiating or its abuse and misconduct. And that goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. Nobody could be in my home legally. Nobody. Before he took my statement, that officer talked to Dave. It's private property. Nixon couldn't even bug an office, and he was president. Yeah. So, During the case Thanksgiving, now they found them together being friends. And then having the kids, Melissa telling the kids to make up all these mean lies. And then on Thanksgiving of 18, on the third step up, the house wasn't meant for Grandma. It was meant for Auntie Shell and Papa, and Grandma needs to get out. And then later on to my granddaughter, Flora, for we're making everything up. Like Officer John, where they say John's here to take care of Karen. I look over and yell out something nice. Like, it's ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good and love. And Walmart. And then January 12, 22, Walgreens, North Main. Stop goons at the door. But those kids get caught stating they made everything up. As Maslin police put it, it's documented in games of pretend. So, and the rest of my family spoke highly of me. And they have said it, investigators and police, and several times. They should. They realize I almost died to save them. They really should. Can't ask much more from my mother. Where Dave threatened to kill them all. I let him go after me instead. No. I'll be like the undercover police. How dare you insult her? She almost died to save those people. Karen's one of the best women you'd ever meet in life. How dare you ever insult her? That's when the police and the investigators would yell at people. Karen's a victim of a cult that drugged her and tried to kill her. I went into Maslin March of 19 somebody and bought me. Young African-American officer got on his walkie-talkie. Tell Bruce I'll take care of Karen while she's in town. He was over the drug and gang in it. And yeah, then a Maslin officer, November 24, 21, Almond Emergency Room. Stat care on Wales Road. Came in at 8:40 a.m. I'm in there with my client. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her, and we don't know who they are yet. And it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's admissible. The main officer that was over everything was a tall white guy, heavy set. He told the North Canton Jackson Police June of 19 and Liberty House Sheriff, the worst thing I ever did wrong, honey, is bend over and properly. We can wipe that one out. They only made fun of the back of my knees. That was one of them 6, 7 mean games over town. I didn't know the real bad one until Flora stated it 11 months later. Like she was 7, she was laughing. She's like, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. It was a game of pretend. And the only thing they would tell me is they'd make up stuff and call me a bad word. So, but I'm gonna upload this. Someone needs to help me.